In 1997, Reed Hastings rented a cassette for the movie Apollo 13. After watching, he forgot to return the cassette and he had to pay a $40 penalty. This late fee made him furious, and he decided to create his own company, which he later called Netflix. Netflix's annual revenue today is around $29.7 billion, and it has over 220 million paid subscribers. Netflix is so popular that in 2014, Comcast Internet was paid by Netflix to fix the network overload issues. Reed Hastings is the co-founder, chairman, and co-CEO of streaming pioneer Netflix, and his wealth currently stands at $2.7 billion according to Forbes. It now seems odd to imagine that there was once a time when there was no online streaming services, but Netflix pioneered the business model and Reed Hastings had the spark of imagination that gave birth to it. Reed Hastings is a minimalist. He doesn't need any office and he sits anywhere and works from a laptop. Technology and advancement made him use his laptop day to day less, and now he loves to work with his smartphone only. Want to know how Reed Hastings founded Netflix? Watch the full video. We at Business Chronicles tell the stories of extraordinary successful people. Please subscribe to our channel to help us in making more videos. Reed Hastings was born on October 8, 1960 in Boston, Massachusetts. His father, who shares his name, was a Department of Health, Education, and Welfare attorney under the Nixon administration. His mother, Joanne Amory Loomis, had been a Boston debutante from a family listed in the Social Register, which was a semi-annual index of American high society since 1880, but she despised this world and taught her children to do the same. Hastings was educated at Buckingham Brown and Nichols School of Cambridge, Massachusetts. And during this gap year before starting college, he worked as a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman. He achieved a bachelor's in mathematics in 1983 from Bowdoin College, describing the subject as beautiful and engaging. He spent his college summer breaks with the Marines, having entered officer training via its platoon leader class, and spent college summers with the Corps. In 1981, he took part in officer training boot camp in Quantico, Virginia, but this only confirmed in his mind that it was not for him. Following college, he signed up for the Peace Corps instead, going on to teach high school math in a rural northwest Swaziland to around 800 students between 1983 and 1985. For Hastings, this was a formative experience. He said that having hitchhiked across Africa with only $10, starting a business didn't seem quite so daunting. He went on to study computer science at the master's level at Stanford University. MIT had been his first choice, and graduated in 1988. In his first post-college job, Hastings built a tool that helps to debug software. This was an adaptive technology where he learned the value of focus from company CEO Andre McLean. In 1990, he says she told him that it's better to focus on creating one good product than two average ones, a lesson he seems to have taken to heart. The following year, Hastings left to set up Pure Software, his first company. Its line of software troubleshooting products proved to be successful, but its growth took him by surprise. Although he was a good engineer, he did not have the confidence to manage his ever-growing team of employees. He told the board that he was struggling, but they would not let him step down. Consequently, he was forced to improve his skills, and clearly, it worked, because Morgan Stanley took Pure Software public in 1995. The following year, the company merged with Atria Software, integrating Pure Software's debugging utilities with Atria's tools for managing the development of complex applications. But the head salespeople for both companies left after the merger, which proved to be problematic. Now called Pure Atria, Rational Software bought the amalgamated business in 1997, with both companies' shares sliding 42% on the announcement. Hastings became Chief Technical Officer of the newly merged firms and left not long after. For the next 2 years, he thought about how to avoid similar problems with his next business. Hastings started Netflix in 1997 along with Mark Randolph, whom he knew from Pure Software. They set the company up in Los Gatos, California. He had the original idea for the business after an event and realization collided in his head. The event was a $40 fine from his local video rental store for not returning an overdue VHS tape. The realization came to him when he was walking to the gym. He realized that its business model of a flat-rate monthly payment for unlimited use might work with movie rentals too, avoiding costly fines, although he had no idea if anybody would warm to it. The business was helped by the advent of DVDs, which were less bulky and easier and cheaper to mail to customers than video cassettes, and the dawn of the web, which allowed customers to view the catalog and order online. In 2007, the company allowed customers to stream select movies to their computers at low resolutions as part of its $5.99 a month DVD rental plan, and that's when things really took off. Netflix now generates annual revenue of $30 billion from its 214 million worldwide subscribers. Netflix has become known for its innovative corporate culture, something that Hastings developed. The onus is on giving freedom and responsibility to employees. So for instance, while they are free to take as much vacation as they want, they're still responsible for meeting their work targets, and managing that balance is up to them. This system can be abused, of course, but in practice it is self-correcting, and employees who are serial abusers are offered a generous severance package. Likewise, mediocre employees are often golden goodbyes as well. This may seem counterintuitive, but the rationale is that it's better for the company to incentivize an underperforming employee to leave quickly, rather than endure a drawn-out firing process. Hastings published the company's internal culture guide publicly online in August 2009. It not only caused a stir, but in time helped to dissuade inappropriate applicants. Hastings and Aaron Mayer co-wrote No Rules Rules, Netflix and the Culture of Renovation, a book about Netflix's culture and management principle in September 2020. They interviewed present and previous employees and became a New York Times bestseller, featuring on year-end lists for various well-known business publications. It also made the Financial Times and McKinsey Business Book of the Year Awards shortlist. Hastings was a Facebook director between 2011 and 2019. He bought $1 million worth of Facebook shares in 2012, and by 2016 his holdings was worth $10 million. He was also a Microsoft board member between 2007 and 2012. Following the sale of Pure Software, Hastings lacked direction in his life, but this changed when he developed an interest in educational reform in California. He enrolled in the Standard Graduate School of Education. Governor Gray Davis appointed him to the State Board of Education in 2000, and he became its president the following year. He plowed $1 million of his wealth along with $6 million from Silicon Valley venture capitalist John Doerr into promoting the passage of Proposition 39 in November 2000. Previously, local schools wanting to pass construction bond issues required approval from 66% of voters, but Proposition 39 lowered this requirement to 55%. In 2009, Democratic legislator on the State Board of Education challenged Hastings, backing for more English language testing and teaching for students who did not speak English, and the California Senate Rules Committee decided not to approve him as president of the board. Hastings resigned after being rejected by the state legislature in 2005, and Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger expressed disappointment at the committee's action. Hastings contributed $100,000 to Schwarzenegger's Voter First anti-gerrymandering campaign in 2008. Hastings donated $1 million to Beacon Education Network in 2006 to open new charter schools in his home country of Santa Cruz. Charter schools are among his favorite causes. These are publicly founded schools whose charters set out the results they need to achieve, but they're not bound by the many statutes, regulations, and rules as other public schools. He created the Hastings Fund and pledged $100 million to children's education. Its first two donations of $1.5 million went to the United Negro College Fund and the Hispanic Foundation of Silicon Valley, providing college scholarships for young Latino and Black people. He argued for the removal of elected school boards in 2014. Hastings donated $1 million in 2007 to a committee supporting California State Superintendent of Schools Jack O'Connell's run for governor of California in 2010. In April 2009, he gave $251,491 to a group campaigning for budget reforms. Hastings supported Hillary Clinton in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. In 2020, Hastings and his wife gave $30 million in support of the COVID-19 vaccine project. In 2021, he gave $3 million to defeat the campaign to recall Gavin Newsom as California governor. In 2022, he gave $1 million to the Ukrainian nonprofit organization Razom to buy emergency medical equipment and supplies. Reed Hastings came from an affluent background. He got a good education and he started his startup, which was a big success. A simple thing like renting a VHS tape got him the idea to create a rental store where you, instead of renting a single movie, subscribe and pay monthly and watch unlimited videos. This model became extremely popular, and who would have thought that one day the internet will make this model blow up and Netflix will become one of the biggest giants in the movie industry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this.